With the new and long overdue release of Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit on Blu-ray, I thought it would be a perfect time to take a step back and look at the franchise as a whole. From a grand day out to World of Invention, this is my Wallace and Gromit retrospective. So sit your asses down. As a child, I've always been interested in stop motion. Watching the classic Harryhausen monsters live in a scene, knowing they were animated frame by frame, was always inspiring to me. However, Harryhausen wasn't what originally got me interested in making my own animations. There were two short films that I rented from Hollywood Video that opened my mind up to the amazing world of stop motion. Frog and Toad Are Friends and Wallace and Gromit in A Grand Day Out. There was always something very special about A Grand Day Out for me than the later shorts. It might have been the low budget feel or the lack of music, but watching this film inspired me to tell my own stories. It also legitimately convinced me that the moon was made of cheese. No joke. Can you imagine how stupid I sounded in elementary school, claiming that the moon was made of cheese? They should have just added that the earth was flat while they were at it, you know? But seriously, in case you don't know the plot to A Grand Day Out, then let me explain. Actually, let's go back to the very beginning. The year is 1982. Nick Park is attending National Film and Television School in Beaconsfield, England, and has to start working on his graduation project, and what better way to find inspiration than to dig through your old sketches. There, Park found a sketch of an ingenious inventor with a mustache and a flat cap partner with his cat. After scrapping the mustache, hat, and replacing the cat to a dog, Wallace and Gromit were created. After a year and a half, Nick had finally finished filming the scene where Wallace builds the rocket, which he showed to Peter Lord and David Spruxton, the founders of Aardman, while they were visiting his school. Pete and Dave saw the potential in Park's idea and offered him the chance to animate commercials for them in exchange for extra resources and a studio to finish the short film. After 4 years of working on the project, A Grand Day Out premiered to the public on Christmas Eve 1990 on Channel 4. The film featured the voice of veteran actor Peter Sallis as Wallace. And fun fact, Sallis recorded all of his lines in 1984 and never heard back on the project until he found out it was being released on Channel 4, so pretty good news if you ask me. A Grand Day Out told the story of Wallace, an eccentric inventor, and his silent yet loyal dog Gromit, traveling to the moon to sample some of its cheese. The film was swarmed with positive reviews and went on to get nominated for an Academy Award in the Best Animated Short Film category. Watching the short today, I think it aged like fine wine. There's something so humble about it that I can't help but smile every time I watch it. There are many moments in the film where the sound design completely takes over, and when there is music, it always comes in at the right time. With that said, I'm sure I can't be the only one to think that this one was kind of creepy. But honestly, I can say that about all of their films. They all have some type of horror aspect. For this one, the fridge that was stranded on the moon would unsettle me for some reason. Maybe it was the fact that it was just there, or maybe it's because it tried to take Wallace's rocket ship. Not sure. He was just creepy to me. What's more to say about this film? It's a great, humble movie with a lot of heart, and I'm confident anyone, regardless of age, can find some great enjoyment out of this. I will say it might be kind of slow for modern audiences, but for me personally, the slow pacing really adds to that stop motion charm. Also, you can see the plot to Chicken Run on Wallace's newspaper. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Unless you did, then congrats. I'm useless. With the high success of A Grand Day Out, there was no question about it, there had to be a sequel. So immediately, Nick Park and Aardman Studios began to work on what would be their most successful short thus far, Wallace and Gromit in The Wrong Trousers. This is probably my favorite of the 4 short films. From the very opening title, The Wrong Trousers immediately sets an eerie, unsafe tone. This is one of those short films that gave me a few nightmares as a kid, and it's all because of this penguin right here, Feathers McGraw. This thing is so creepy, even its sound design was creepy. I get nervous just hearing its wet sound steps. Ugh.
Partial to a nice black pudding myself, with bacon, of course.
McGraw makes such a great villain, and he was even the main antagonist of the 2003 GameCube game, Wallace and Gromit in Project Zoo. Even though he's technically just an evil villain wanting nothing more than some diamonds, It's the little thing he does that makes him superior than the other Wallace and Gromit villains, at least in my opinion. For example, he takes over Gromit's room. Now that's an asshole move right there. And if that wasn't enough, he tries to be Wallace's favorite, pressuring Gromit to run away so that he can successfully reach his goal. Also, it's absolutely hilarious how he wears a rubber glove on his head to look like a chicken. Dumb but funny. The last act has Wallace and Gromit confront McGraw in a fast-paced chase scene around the house, which is animated so beautifully. I just gotta say that. I mean, everything Aardman is great, but this chase scene is very impressive to me because of how everything in the frame is moving, which makes me sound stupid, but I think you know what I mean. My favorite part, animation-wise, is when Gromit is laying out the train tracks to catch up to McGraw, which... beautiful. Another thing this short does really well is the use of music. Like a grand layout, there are many parts where the sound design takes over. Here, they know exactly which parts to keep quiet and which parts they need music to enhance the film. Last point I want to mention is that I absolutely love the subtle humor in this.
Excuse me?
It's just such a fun short. If you've never seen any of the Wallace and Gromit shorts, well, first of all, what the hell is wrong with you? But I would recommend starting with this one. This one perfectly captures the spirit of Wallace and Gromit, at least in my opinion. That part is debatable. Now for a quick lightning round of fun facts that I definitely did not get from any fact website. You ready? Because here we go. The short film went on to win over 40 awards, including an Academy Award for Best Animated Short. Nick Park considers this one to be his favorite of the 4 shorts. The filmmakers behind Toy Story have said that the toy train sequence was the inspiration for the moving van scene in Toy Story. When McGraw is playing loud music to annoy Gromit, he's playing a tune called How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? And a tune called Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree, suggesting that he was recently released from prison. Why the hell does this glove only have 4 fingers? Humans in this world have 5 fingers. Look, a reference to A Grand Day Out. Oh, you get it? Because it's their first short, and Easter eggs are cool. And lastly, according to the official Wallace and Gromit website, every year on February 12th, the Daily Telegraph newspaper posts a birthday greeting to Gromit. I tried looking for a picture as proof, but couldn't find any. So if anyone has a picture of that, please send it to me. It'll make me feel way better about what I do in life, and maybe I won't cry tonight. Okay, so we've talked about the origins of Wallace and Gromit, A Grand Day Out, and Feathers McGraw. 2 years after the huge success of The Wrong Trousers, Nick Park and Aardman released their last Wallace and Gromit short before their big feature film in 2005. A Close Shave is once again produced by Aardman Studios and is directed by Nick Park. Knowing how successful Wrong Trousers was, the studio was able to tell a bigger story, hire twice the amount of crew, and produce the entire thing in a shorter time frame. On December 24th, 1995, A Close Shave was released on BBC, and this time had Wallace and Gromit in their own window cleaning business. Once again, this short proved to be a huge success and went on to win many awards, including the Academy's Best Animated Short category. A Close Shave also went on to have its own spin-off television series, Shaun the Sheep, which later received its own critically acclaimed animated film in 2015. And according to IMDb, the sequel, FARMAGEDDON, is set to release October 2019. Now, that's useful information right there if you ask me. But back to A Close Shave. What do I think about it? I'm sure you're all dying to know this nobody's opinion. That's exactly why you're watching this video, right? Well, I'll let you know what I think after a word from our sponsor. I'm just messing with you. Who would sponsor me? Who? Tell me! Anyways, A Close Shave is the most action-packed out of these first shorts. It also deals with much darker themes of secrets, low-key slaughterhouses, wrongful imprisonments, and, should I say, window cleaning. In this short, we're also introduced to another human character named Wendling. She acts as Wallace's love interest, and I remember when I first saw this, it was kind of weird seeing another human character, but then Were-Rabbit came out, so that changed everything. The relationship between Wallace and Wendling is nothing but just sweet. However, the ending has a hilarious yet kind of depressing little joke that wraps up their arc together. But what steals the show in this is, not surprisingly, Gromit. Out of everything they've ever done in the Wallace and Gromit franchise, seeing Gromit go to prison is so McFrickin' depressing. His relationship with Preston, Wendoline's dog, makes for some really tense moments. This short also has a great third act that kind of reminds me of The Great Escape with Steve McQueen. Not only that, but it also reminds me of the Peanuts cartoon, specifically with Snoopy and the Red Baron. But once again, the animation is beautiful, the score is great, and the jokes always land. At least for me. And I cannot forget about Shaun the Sheep. Such a cute and lovable character. It's no wonder he got his own spin-off series along with 2 films, am I right, people? They even brought him back in one of the Cracking Contraption shorts, so good old Shaun saving the day. Overall, Close Shave is on par with The Wrong Trousers for me. I know I said earlier Wrong Trousers is my favorite, but choosing between these two is like choosing between your favorite Beatles album. Is it Sgt. Pepper, or Abbey Road, or the White Album, or the Yellow Submarine album? Which it's no one's favorite. No one can say that's their favorite. No one. For me, it all really depends on what mood I'm in. My default answer is The Wrong Trousers, but in reality I love them both equally. And as for A Grand Day Out, yes, I think that's a fantastic short, but I don't love it as much as the other two. Still love it though, just not as much. Okay, so now it's time for another lightning round of trivia I definitely did not get from the internet because I'm original. You can see right here that Gromit is in the same cell Feather McGraw was in at one point of his jailbird career. Pretty cute. You can see the name of a key character animator for this film on the shelf behind the can of beans. Could this newspaper article be referencing the fact that The Wrong Trousers took home an Oscar? Most likely. Nick Park has said that a close shave unintentionally saved the small British cheesemaker. I ran out of breath! Nick Park has said that a close shave unintentionally saved a small British cheesemaker from going bankrupt due to all the Wensleydale orders they received from fans. So, that's actually really sweet. Preston the dog is the name of where Nick Park was born. Not sure if this was a coincidence or not. My best bet is that it's probably not. Also, you can see here a poster promoting Baker Bob, and he's the one who gets murdered in the 4th and final short film, A Matter of Loaf and Death. Wendoline's name is a reference to a popular British window cleaning product called Windoline. You know, I really hope I've been saying Wendoline's name right. I'll find out when I edit this. A Close Shave went on to win an Academy Award, and after that, we would not get another full-fledged story with Wallace and Gromit for a while. Then on October 5th, 2005, DreamWorks would release what would later be considered Aardman's highest critically acclaimed film. But we'll get to that next time. In the meantime, watch out for any rabbits, because they might be behind you right now. I'm just messing with you. They're in your closet. Last thing, if you're planning on buying the 3 Great Adventures DVD, keep in mind that some of the music is different due to old copyright rules. For example, originally Gromit's birthday song is supposed to play the Happy Birthday tune. But at the time of the release, that song was still copyrighted. And yes, I'm sure you're surprised that was copyrighted in the first place, but if you pay attention to old TV and films, they normally play the Jolly Good Fellow song because that was in the public domain. Either way, if you want the more original music, then find this version of the DVD, but if you don't care, then just get 3 Amazing Adventures, because this already has Cracking Contraptions, so saving yourself some money there. Plus, it's $1 on Amazon, I think. Last time I checked. It's cheap. Or get the Blu-rays, actually. Get the Blu-rays. I think. I'm not sure about anything anymore. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the subscribe button and clicking the bell beside it to get notified when I upload something else. If you didn't enjoy this, then feel free to hit that dislike button and let me know how I can improve. If you're on the fence, then please go to the right side, trust your gut, do the right thing. But until next time, keep watching the skies. Or actually, watch Wallace and Gromit. Even better. No, watch the skies and Wallace and Gromit.